Whispers of the Willow Pond. Once upon a time in the River Kingdom, nestled in a small village, lived a young girl named Ailis. She had a younger brother named Neelan, whose laughter was like music to her ears. They loved playing together, especially climbing the old cherry tree to pick its juicy fruits. One fateful day, Neelan fell from the tree and broke both his legs. From that day, he became very ill, and Ailis felt a deep sorrow, believing his suffering was her fault. Determined to find a cure for her brother, Ailis set out on a journey. As she walked through the fields, she encountered a small bee struggling by the side of the road, thirsty and weak. Without hesitation, Ailis offered the bee some water from her flask. Grateful, the bee buzzed softly. There is a meadow in the center of the dark wood, where a magical pond holds the key to your quest. With new hope, Ailis entered the dark, foreboding wood. The tall trees cast eerie shadows and the path was tangled with roots and thorns. After a while, she stumbled upon a small, sad spider whose web had been torn apart by the wind. Moved by his plight, Ailis helped him weave a new, beautiful web. In gratitude, the spider said, "I will spin a thread to guide you home. Follow it, and you will never lose your way." Night fell as Ailis continued her journey, and the darkness became thick and oppressive. She felt fear creeping in, but then she noticed tiny lights dancing in the distance, glowworms lighting up the night. One glowworm fell behind, unable to keep up. Ailis waited and gently helped the little creature. In a whisper, the glowworm revealed, "Follow me, and I will lead you to the meadow." Guided by the glowworm, Ailis finally reached a beautiful meadow. In its center was a serene pond, shaded by a majestic weeping willow with golden leaves. By the water's edge, the bee she had helped earlier greeted her and encouraged her to approach the pond. As she neared the water, a toad emerged. "What do you seek?" the toad asked slowly. "I can grant you anything you desire." Ailis gazed into the pond and saw her reflection transform. She was wearing a beautiful dress and a sparkling tiara. The vision was tempting, but she remembered her true purpose. "I wish for my brother to be healthy again," she told the toad. The toad attempted to tempt her again, showing visions of a grand house where her parents were wealthy and joyful, but Neelan was nowhere to be seen. Ailis was drawn to the idea of a better life but remained steadfast. "All I want is for my brother to be healthy." The toad, persistent in its temptations, showed her a future where she was older, tall and beautiful, and a prince wished to marry her. Despite the allure of this future, Ailis's resolve did not waver. "I just want my brother to be healthy and happy," she said firmly. At her unwavering wish, the toad nodded. It leaped into the pond, transforming into a golden fish. The fish dived deep into the water and returned with a small, radiant red flower. "If your brother eats this flower, he will be healed," the fish said. Ailis thanked the golden fish and, with the help of the spider's thread, made her way back through the forest. The glowworms lit her path, and the bee kept her company until she reached her village. When she arrived home, she found her parents beside Neelan, their faces etched with worry. Ailis told them about her adventure, though it seemed impossible given the short time she was gone. She gave the red flower to her brother, who ate it eagerly. Almost immediately, his pale skin regained its healthy glow. The next morning, Neelan was fully healed, ready for new adventures with his sister. From that day on, Ailis and Neelan's bond grew even stronger, and as the seasons passed, Ailis and Neelan continued to explore the world around their village, their hearts full of the joy and wonder of discovery. One crisp autumn morning, while walking through the woods, they stumbled upon an injured fox lying beneath a tree, its leg caught in a cruel trap. Without hesitation, Ailis and Neelan freed the fox and tended to its wounds, using herbs and bandages they had learned about from their mother. The fox, grateful for their kindness, beckoned them to follow. Limping slightly, it led them deeper into the woods, through winding paths and thick underbrush, until they reached its hidden burrow. Inside the burrow, the children found something astonishing, an ancient treasure chest filled with gold coins, jewels, and artifacts from a time long forgotten. The fox nuzzled the chest as if to say, "This is your reward for your kindness." When Ailis and Neelan brought the treasure home, their parents could hardly believe their eyes. With this newfound wealth, they were able to buy a bigger house, one filled with light and warmth. Their parents, seeing the potential in their children, decided to send them to the best school in the capital city of Kildare. In Kildare, Ailis and Neelan thrived. Ailis grew into a beautiful and intelligent young lady, excelling in her studies and becoming known for her kindness and grace. Neelan, equally brilliant, delved deep into his studies and became a renowned scholar, respected by his peers and teachers alike. Years passed, and the day of the grand royal ball arrived. Ailis, now a young woman, wore a stunning dress that shimmered like the night sky. Her hair adorned with a delicate tiara, reminiscent of the vision she once saw in the magical pond. At the ball, she caught the eye of Prince Hector, a noble and kind-hearted prince who was captivated by her beauty and intelligence. As they danced, Ailis and Hector felt a connection that neither could deny. It wasn't long before the prince proposed, and Ailis accepted, her heart full of joy. Their wedding was a grand affair, celebrated by the entire kingdom. Meanwhile, Neelan continued his scholarly pursuits, becoming one of the greatest minds in the realm. His work brought great honor to his family, and he found fulfillment in his discoveries and teachings. In time, Ailis reflected on her life and realized that all the visions the toad had shown her had come true. She lived in a beautiful house, her parents were happy and wealthy, she had married a prince, and her brother was healthy and successful. Yet the most important thing was that these blessings came not from magical promises, but from the love, kindness, and determination that she and her family had always shown. Ailis and Neelan lived happily, their lives intertwined with the magic and wonder that had always been part of their story. And so the tale of Ailis and Neelan became a legend in the River Kingdom, a reminder that true happiness comes from the heart and the choices we make. And they all lived happily ever after.